the parking garage elevator. This first footage comes from an office complex downtown. Early spring. A weekday evening, just after 9 p.m. The building was mostly empty. The person in the video is 29-year-old project coordinator Lena. She usually left by 6, but that night she stayed late finishing reports. At 9:12 and 8 seconds p.m., Lena enters the lobby of the underground garage. The security camera, fixed high in the corner, shows the elevator doors and a short hallway leading to the stairwell. Everything looks normal, bright floors, humming ventilation. Lena presses the elevator button, keeps her tote on her shoulder and laptop in her arms. She looks tired but calm. She checks her phone, pockets it. At 9 hours 12 minutes and 35 seconds, the elevator arrives. The doors open and stay that way for a few seconds longer than usual, as if the sensor detects someone. No one exits. Lena tilts her head, waiting, then steps forward to let whoever's inside come out. Nobody does. She enters at 9 hours 12 minutes and 41 seconds. The doors linger again, then close. The hallway is empty. Inside the elevator, the next camera shows her under soft lights, stainless steel walls reflecting her image. She presses P2, the parking level. The car descends. She stands still. No one else boards. At 9 hours 13 minutes and 26 seconds, the doors open to level P2. The angle doesn't show the garage, just a thin strip of concrete beyond. Lena doesn't exit. She looks left, then right, like she's listening. She steps forward once, stops, steps back. The doors close. She presses P1. At 9 hours 13 minutes and 51 seconds, they open again. She stays inside, exhales, her reflection visible. She presses door open, waits. There's nothing on the audio, no footsteps, no voice, no sound at all. At 9 hours 14 minutes and 7 seconds, she almost hits the emergency button but changes her mind, pressing L for lobby instead. The doors close. At 9 hours 14 minutes and 29 seconds, the elevator returns to the lobby. The hallway camera catches the doors opening. No one comes out. The empty car waits 16 seconds before the doors slide shut again. Security reviewed every feed. No one entered or exited the elevator. No stairwell activity. No other movement on any level. Lena's car remained parked on P2. Her phone, wallet, and laptop were never found. The elevator company later confirmed a brief sensor fault, which might explain the lingering doors but not where she went or why she never exited. Some viewers claim to hear another faint breath on the interior footage around 9 hours 13 minutes and 20 seconds. Others hear nothing. Officials say there's no second voice on the recording. To this day, no trace of Lena has been found. 2. The rest stop fog. This footage was captured just after midnight along a long stretch of rural highway. A small rest area with vending machines, a couple of benches, and a compact building with bathrooms. A single pole light illuminates the lot. Everything beyond it is thick fog. The person is a 41-year-old driver named Marcus. He called his sister around 12:04 a.m., said he was pulling over to stretch. He sounded fine. At 12:08 and 11 seconds a.m., a sedan pulls in on the far camera. It parks in the spot closest to the light pole. The fog moves like slow grey water around the edges of the frame. Marcus steps out. Hoodie, joggers, keys in hand. He walks to the vending machine, tries his card, taps it again, then shakes his head and walks to the trash bin to toss a wrapper from his pocket. It's quiet. You can hear insects, a few distant engine sounds on the highway. That's it. At 12 hours 10 minutes and 2 seconds, he looks toward the bathrooms. The path is lit only for a few feet. After that, it's fog. He hesitates, then goes anyway. He passes out of the parking lot light. The fog swallows him. He doesn't come back. A smaller camera near the building shows the walkway and the door. You never see Marcus reach it. At 12 hours 10 minutes and 16 seconds, the fog thickens abruptly. The lens halos. For a moment, the image is just white. When it clears a few seconds later, the walkway is empty. No one enters the bathroom. The door never opens. At 12:19, a semi pulls in, stays for 5 minutes, then leaves. At 12:36, a highway patrol car rolls through, slows, then continues on. Marcus's car remains in the same spot, driver's door locked. His phone pings once at 12:51, somewhere between the rest area and an unmarked service road half a mile away. It's a direction with no sidewalks, No shoulder, just brush. Search teams combed the area the next day. No footprints on the damp shoulder. No signs of a struggle. No evidence of a fall down the embankment. The fog that night was documented as unusually dense due to temperature swings off a nearby river. The recordings were checked for edits. None found. At 12 hours 10 minutes and 14 seconds, just as the fog brightens the lens, there's a soft metallic sound. Some say it's the bathroom door. Facility logs show the door didn't open until 5:43 a.m. when maintenance arrived. Marcus has not been found. 3. The stairwell with the red bag. This is an apartment building stairwell camera. 4 floors. Concrete steps. Fire doors on each landing. No elevator. The building is old, but the cameras are new installed after a few package thefts. The hallways are quiet by 10 p.m. most nights. The person is a graduate student named Priya. She lived on the 3rd floor. She used the stairs daily. At 7:28 p.m., Priya enters the stairwell from a 3rd floor door, holding a small red canvas bag. Over her shoulder, she carries a reusable grocery tote. She's on the phone, wired earbuds in. Her lips move. She's smiling. She starts down the stairs. On the landing between the 3rd and 2nd floor, she pauses. She checks the red bag. It seems light. She looks up at the camera, not directly, more like she's thinking, then continues down. At 7 hours 29 minutes and 7 seconds, she reaches the 1st floor landing. The camera there catches her pushing the door to the lobby. The door opens a few inches, then stops, like it hits resistance from the other side. She steps back, tries again. It opens normally. She exits into the lobby. She crosses the lobby, goes outside, and returns with a small parcel, brown paper, no markings. She sets it in the corner near the mailboxes, then heads back to the stairwell. The red bag remains in her hand. She re-enters the stairwell at 7 hours 31 minutes and 22 seconds and begins up to the 3rd floor. She does not arrive. Shows the stairs from below. At 7 hours 31 minutes and 38 seconds, you hear quick steps, like someone running up. A red blur crosses the top edge of the frame the bag. Then a soft thud. The sound is not loud, more like canvas against concrete. No one appears on the landing. The stairs above remain empty. Never captures her coming through. No other resident uses the stairwell for 19 minutes. At 7:50, a neighbor opens the 3rd floor door, looks down the stairs, hesitates, and then continues to the laundry room. When they pass the 2nd floor landing, nothing is visible on the steps. When Priya didn't answer messages, a friend came by later that night. Her apartment door was locked. Inside, lights off. The small red bag was found the next morning by the super in the lost and found basket on the 1st floor desk. No one logged turning it in. Building access logs show no one entered or exited through the back stairwell during that window. No alarms, no fire door openings, no elevator used. There is no elevator to begin with. The audio of the 7:31 clip contains a faint echoing phrase. It sounds like one word, said twice. Some hear help. Others hear hey. The original file wasn't clear enough to isolate. There is still no explanation for why the bag appears in the building's front desk basket when no camera recorded anyone carrying it there. Priya remains missing. 4. The doorbell at 217. A residential street. Tree-lined. Houses close together. A doorbell camera with a good wide lens, mounted slightly higher than eye level. It's late summer. The porch light is set to motion activated. The person is a 30-something neighbor named Aaron. He often walked his dog along this block. Friendly. Predictable routine. The homeowner knew him by first name. At 2:17 a.m., the porch light snaps on. A figure steps into frame from the right. It's Aaron. He's not walking his dog. He's alone. He approaches the door and pauses, like he wants to knock but isn't sure. He tries the bell. Nothing. The homeowner had muted indoor chimes that week due to a new baby. The camera still records. Aaron glances back at the street. He takes a step to the side and disappears out of frame. You can hear him say something, very softly, like he's talking to someone standing just off the porch. The words aren't clear. He steps back into frame. He looks relieved. He reaches for the bell again, presses twice quickly, then raises his hand like he's going to wave at the camera, but doesn't. He turns to his right, toward the driveway, like someone has called his name from that direction. He walks out of frame. He doesn't come back. There is a second camera on the garage facing the driveway. At 2 hours 18 minutes and 6 seconds, a shadow crosses the far end near the fence. The shape is tall and narrow, too thin to read. No faces. No features. A second later, the motion light toward the backyard flicks on. Then off. Then on again. No gate opens. The latch MIC never clicks. A municipal camera captures the street at a wide angle. At 2:19, a car rolls slowly past without headlights. It's just a dark shape. It doesn't stop. It doesn't accelerate. It passes out of view. The homeowner didn't see the notifications until morning. By then, Aaron had missed his early shift. His phone last pinged around 2:23, between two houses that back onto a narrow service lane. No cameras face that lane. The doorbell MIC was checked. The audio is intact. What he said off-camera at 2:17 couldn't be enhanced. The baby woke up at 2:20, according to a smart monitor log. The homeowner says they never heard a car. One viewer pointed out a second, smaller shadow behind Aaron when he first approaches the porch. It could be a branch moving. It could be nothing. The night was still. Weather logs show no wind. Aaron hasn't been found. 5. The lake path. This last one is from a nature preserve with a small lake and a winding path that loops through light woods. There are trail cams along the route motion activated, short clips. Park staff use them to track wildlife. On weekdays, the preserve empties out by dusk. The person is a retired teacher named Evelyn. She walked that loop most evenings. At 7:41 p.m., a camera near the North Bridge captures Evelyn entering the frame. Comfortable pace. Jacket tied at the waist. She carries a stainless water bottle with a dent near the lid. She looks down at a bird hopping along the path and smiles before it flies off. At 7:48, a second camera picks her up at the East Bend. She stops to read the small sign about native plants. She brushes her hand over the tall grass next to the path. The light is soft sun low, but not gone. At 7:53, the camera by the lakeside bench triggers. The frame shows the bench, a stretch of water, and the path continuing into a cluster of trees. Evelyn enters from the left, stops by the bench, and sits. She drinks water. She checks her watch. Then she looks across the lake. For a few seconds, she doesn't move at all. Just looks. She stands. She sets the water bottle on the bench, as if she's planning to grab it again in a second. She takes 2 slow steps toward the shore. She is still in frame when the clip ends. The cameras only record in 20-second bursts, and the next clip begins automatically. In the next clip, the bench is visible, the water bottle is still there, the path is empty. Evelyn isn't in frame anymore. At 7 hours 54 minutes and 10 seconds, a camera farther along the trail triggers on movement. It records only wind in the leaves. No person. No animal. Just the path. At 8:12, park staff doing a closing sweep walk past the bench. The water bottle is there. No sign of Evelyn. Search and rescue canvass the shoreline that night and the next morning. The lake is shallow. Visibility is good. Nothing. Her car remained in the lot. Her keys were found inside a zipped pocket of her jacket. The jacket itself was discovered folded over the back of the bench just after sunrise by a volunteer who had seen it the night before and assumed the owner was nearby. The cameras were checked for gaps. None found. It was pointed out that the 20-second clips leave blind spots measured in seconds. Park staff agree. They also note the path between cameras is open. There's no side trail. No ditch. No obvious place to step out of sight without being recorded by at least one unit. In the last clip where she looks across the lake, a tiny ripple appears on the far side. It could be a fish. A duck. Wind. It's easy to see patterns when you want answers. Officially, there's no connection. Evelyn's water bottle was returned to her family. The dent near the lid is visible in every clip. She hasn't been found.